What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. So I told you guys we could come down here and I can give you a quick little rundown of what happened on Saturday with the event on Saturday. Um, we'll do a regular tribe meeting at some point tomorrow. I haven't really been doing a tribe meeting because honestly, it wasn't really a lot going on that I wanted to talk about, to be honest. And it was funny because when I was in Tenerife, the whole Big Tigger thing was popping off, and it seemed like every 5 minutes it was something new. And I was like, now if I was sitting at home not doing nothing, none of this would be going on. And now that I'm back home, but it's all good. We'll do a tribe meeting tomorrow because today, we're going to do our Chasing LA review at 6:30, and then of course the Whether You Like It or Not panel is at 8:30. So, you can just cut on the camera and let us look at you. What? Cajun? Oh, you're talking to Cruiser. Okay. So I have been advertising my event, Dare to Dream. I feel like I've been advertising it forever, but I know it's probably been about 4 months, maybe, because I feel like I got the venue back in like March. So I've been advertising it for a while. It's this book right here that I'm telling you guys about. My friend Dee Cummings wrote the book. And I'm going to talk about what I learned, what I'll do differently, and that kind of thing. But I was really excited. So let me say this. The day turned out the way I wanted the day to turn out. I was a little nervous about how it was going to turn out. I was a little nervous about what it was going to look like because it didn't seem like people were as excited as I was about what it was supposed to be. Right, licensed therapist and author. Yes, Cajun. Yes, thank you. Yes. So I was a little bit like, well, what do I do to get people excited? And what I realized after Saturday, and I don't want anybody to take this wrong. I don't want anybody who lives in the DC area who did not want to come or whatever. I don't want you to take this. What I'm getting ready to say, I do not want you to take it the wrong way because this is not meant to be a dig at anybody. This is part of what I took away from Saturday. Okay. So I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. The people who were supposed to be there were there. I think it was an intimate setting. I had space for up to like 50 people, and I think we ended up with like 15. Would I have loved to sell 50 tickets? Sure. I would have made a little profit. You know what I'm saying? Of course I would have loved to sell 50 tickets. I would have made a profit. I would have made a profit. But the intimate setting, I think, worked for the conversation that we had. So the pictures look like I think we did. We had a really good time. The space I love the space. People were able to take pictures. It was like all the different like selfie stations, and a lot of people took advantage of the different settings and the different stations where they could take all the different pictures and stuff like that. So people took the spaces. So when you came in, if I'm being honest, we were running a little late. My first lesson that I learned is to give myself more prep time. We had the room from 2 to 6. So I made the event from 2:30 to 5:30 thinking I have 30 minutes on the front end and 30 minutes on the back end. Lesson number 1, I'll give myself an hour next time because traffic, things happen. Traffic was going on. Some people were late. People came early to help. So I want to shout out Cheryl, who called me the night before and was like, really, B, if you need some help, I can come early. If you need some help, I want to give myself a shout out and not being too proud to say, no, girl, I got it. I said, you know what? Thank you. If you could come early, I'll appreciate it. Shout out to all the people at the end who helped me clean up. I appreciate that. Again, thank y'all so much. Cajun was the only guy there, and Cajun did all of the manly duties. I'm putting that in air quotes because we all know that everybody can do everything. But Cajun, shout out to Cajun. I appreciate that. And so and a lot of people stay after it helped us clean up, and I appreciate all of that. I do. Um, Child, my mama was early. I should have known that. My mama was there at 2:00. I said, "Mom." So for the people who came, y'all met my mama. Y'all met my mama. I was like, "Mom, why are you here at 2:00?" And she gave me her whole reasoning about why she was there at 2:00. But anyway, so my mama was there at 2:00. Thank you, Katie K. I got 10. Okay, I can see it now. I can see the gifts now. Okay, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Mwah! Thank you so much. Busy. I knew Busy wasn't coming. He told me he wasn't going to be able to make it. He bought a ticket, so I appreciated the support, but I knew Busy wasn't going to be able to make it. I invited. So now I can go ahead and tell you guys who I invited and all of that. And again, this is no slight on anybody that did not come. Because my second lesson that I learned is that summertime probably isn't the best time to do these types of events. Because people travel a lot in the summer. I had a lot of people who wanted to come, but they just weren't here. Like, they just weren't in town. So I invited Winter from Love and Marriage DC. And she actually said she was going to come, but I didn't make an announcement because it was so far in the future. Actually, what she said was she's going to put it on her calendar. Let me be fair. She said, I'm going to put it on my calendar. But I know, we talked and she was going to really make an effort to come. She actually ended up but she ended up going to a premiere for a television show that a friend of hers was part of the production and stuff like that. And that was on Saturday night as well. So she was not able to make it. I did send an invitation to Sherelle Duncan. She was also from Love and Marriage DC, but she's now on WPGC. She's on a local radio show. She does her own podcast and stuff like that. I did and I've talked to her offline. I've been to a couple of her events and stuff. I did invite her. She didn't. I'm just being honest. I wasn't able to get in contact with her, but I did send her an invitation. I invited DJ Richie Sky, but this was his birthday weekend, and he's actually not even in the country. So when people were like, did you write this person? Did you reach out to that person? I did. I tried to think of people who were local, and I tried to reach out to the people who were local. Now, what else is going on? Podcast Taria. She told me she was a maybe, so I knew she was going to try to make it. Paging Dr. Pam did come. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Paging Dr. Pam, but Paging Dr. Pam did come. She has been giving us live updates from the Wendy trial. She's one of the people that's been going to the Wendy trial. And she's also, again, a licensed therapist, and she was there. It was really nice meeting her in person. We've talked through Instagram a few times and things like that. So she's been in my chat. So it was nice to meet her in person and talk to her. In the future, I wouldn't do anything different as far as the invitations are concerned. I mean, you send out an invitation and either people can come or they can't. But I'm going to keep trying to invite people who are in the area, people who are local to the area. I did reach out to some other, YouTube creators. One person, it was her son's wedding. Like, there were people I reached out to. So when people are like, well, did you invite that person? I didn't say anything on the front end because I didn't hear anything from a lot of people. And some people I heard from and they couldn't make it. So I learned that summertime probably isn't the best time, maybe later in the summer or earlier in the summer, but in the middle of July, people have a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot, so that's a lot. So that was a lesson that I learned. So my first lesson was to give myself more prep time. My second lesson was maybe the middle of July. But honestly, the date was when me and Dee Dee's schedule, because baby, we went back and forth, like, because she's really busy and then I have stuff going on. And so honestly, this was the date that worked for both of our schedules. But in the future, I will keep that in mind that maybe we just need to push it back to the fall or something like that when we can, So again, as I go through it, I'm going to give y'all lessons learned. Cajun said, y'all give the props to Really Be, not me. I was just in attendance and showed up for her because she deserved all the love. Oh, thank you, Cajun. And see, Cajun, this is why even when you get on my nerves and I want to wring your neck, I want to give you a hug and a kiss at the same time. Because Cajun does show up for me. Dee Dee, let me tell you something. Dee Dee was so Didi was so impressed. She was like, girl, you had people, he was from Florida. I said, yeah. I said, that's my boo. I said, Kaja is going to support me. She was like, and then Jeanette came down from Philadelphia. Jeanette went on the cruise, and Jeanette came down from Philadelphia. And a lot of those pictures that you guys see, Jeanette took those pictures. Those pictures are beautiful. Some of those pictures, most of those pictures that I've been posted came from Jeanette, and they are gorgeous. And Jeanette came on the, Jeanette is the lady who sent me the Stanley Cups, you guys, when I gave away the Stanley Cups. She was the one that sent those Stanley Cups. Jeanette is a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. So again, I don't want anybody to take offense to that, because what I mean by that is I had a vision for what I wanted Saturday to be, and it was what I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? You know how there's a wonderful feeling that when you want something, when you have a vision for something and you want something to look a certain way or be a certain way, or you want people to get something from it and it happens, that is a feeling that I don't know how to put into words. And Saturday was that for me. The cruise was that for me. I was so nervous and so worried about that cruise back in February, because I was like, I was worried about people, everybody getting along. I was worried about people having a good time. I was worried about, you know, did I over promise and under deliver? You know what I mean? There was a lot of things. And for people to have a really good time on the other side of it, that is a great feeling. For people to be like, oh no, I had a good time. Oh no, that was great. Oh, you know what I mean? So that was great. So my sister did the food. So we had pita chips and hummus. We had a veggie plate. Again, we made sure that the veggies were cool. At least now, we had a veggie plate. And then my sister made pasta salad. She made tuna salad. She made chicken salad sliders. We had cupcakes. Ain't nobody make them cupcakes. I bought them from the Costco. We had fried chicken. I think that was the food we had. And we had plenty of food. Like at the end, I was like, please, again, lesson number 3. Next time I do something like that with food, I'm gonna buy them those little plastic containers so people can take food home. Because I think people might have taken more food if they had somewhere to put it. Because I ended up with, I still have pasta salad in there, child. I'm not gonna eat all that pasta salad, so it's gonna go to waste. Because I ended up with a lot of the pasta salad. Not that it wasn't good, we just had enough of it. The tuna salad, I got enough tuna salad. You know, we good with the tuna salad. That might be what I eat for dinner tonight. I might eat me some crackers and some tuna salad, because that tuna salad was good. And it's enough in there for dinner. That might be what I eat for dinner, y'all. Because I took out some pork chops, but I can cook those tomorrow, because I probably need to eat that tuna salad. The fried chicken, y'all took the fried chicken. I don't think we ended up with no fried chicken. I think I had like maybe 3 pieces of fried chicken left or something, child. But everybody said they enjoyed the food. So shout out to my sister. My sister is actually a trained chef. So she doesn't cook as much as she used to, because she's working a whole different job these days. But she's still, you know, whenever I need something, she's always my person. So shout out to her. So she came through. If you were late, you missed her, because she came through, she dropped the stuff off and she left. So if y'all were late, y'all, I mean, when I say late, I don't mean you were late to the event, but if you weren't there early when she was setting the stuff up. So everybody, as they were coming in, like I said, we were running a few minutes late, so we didn't start exactly at 5:30. But excuse me, because of the facility where we were, the place where we were, people were able. It was, I showed y'all, it was like all those different selfie stations where people could take the different pictures and stuff like that. So people did that. And then Didi got there. So we ate first, you know, because Didi was like, let everybody eat first, because I don't want people to get their book messed up. Because remember, everybody got a book. And she signed books for anybody who wanted her to sign their book. She signed everybody's book. She took pictures, you know, did all of the things with people. So we ate first, and then we went through the book. And she first started out explaining why she wrote the book. It's something she said, y'all, that honestly stuck with me. A few things that she said stuck with me. But the first thing she said that stuck with me was, there are going to be people in your life when your mom gave us that wisdom drop, I felt that. Yes, my mama even gave y'all some words of wisdom. She sure did. When she said there are going to be people, when you tell people your dream, because the name of the book is How to Dream, right? And she said, when you tell people your dream, there are going to be people that are going to tell you what you can't do. And she said, understand, the first thing is, a lot of times people try to tell you what you can't do, or try to I guess rain on your parade, and it's not even about you. It's them. You say, I want to quit my job and I want to start my own business and I want to start a food truck. And then people immediately want to start telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't quit your job and you shouldn't start a food truck. They start telling you all the reasons why it's not going to work and it's not a good idea. And why would you do that? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you would do that. Why would you do something like that? You want to do what? And she said, a lot of times it's not even about you. It's about them and the limitations they've put on themselves and what they've told themselves they can't do. And she was like, you can't allow the dream killers to get into your head. Right? And she was like, that doesn't mean they're bad people. That doesn't mean that they're horrible people. It just means that you can't allow those people to get in your head to kill your dream. Right? And she said, don't be afraid to fail. Failure is how we learn. Failure is how we learn. Don't be afraid to fail. And Didi does not toot her own horn enough, in my opinion. But I'm not telling y'all anything that she doesn't say publicly. Didi, she was pregnant with her. I met her at Bennett College. When I met her at Bennett, she already had a daughter. Now she wasn't a teenage mom or anything like that, but she, because Didi was a few years older than us when she came to Bennett. And so her daughter, I remember her daughter running around the dorms. Like, her parents had her daughter in Kentucky while she went to school, but like for spring break and stuff like that, like her daughter would be there. Her daughter's the one that's on Broadway. That when I go up to Broadway, that's her. And I remember Kayla running around the dorm and, hanging out in our rooms and that kind of stuff. Didi graduated from Bennett. She went on to be a social worker and got burnt out. And then she went back to school. Didi has like 3 degrees. And I don't mean like she has a law degree. She doesn't practice law, but she has a law degree. She's a fully licensed therapist. And then I don't even remember what she got her degree in from Bennett. And so she's a published author. I think she's probably published about 7 or 8 books. Some of them are children's books and some of them are books like this. On her website, she has free resources, free workbooks and things like that. And the other thing, the biggest thing she gave us, the biggest nugget, and Cajun and Cheryl, if you're here, but anybody else that came, the biggest, hey, thank you for look at YF. I met YF. She was like, I normally stay in the bushes. And listen, do you have the information for the cruise? I'm about to put it up on the screen right now. Get your phone ready, because you said you was going on the cruise with us. So I'm gonna make sure you have the information. I'm about to put it up on the screen so you can take a screenshot and you could call Royal Caribbean. You got to give them. Cajun was telling y'all just call Royal Caribbean. He didn't tell y'all all that. You got to call Royal Caribbean and get them our group number so that you'll be in our group. So I'm about to put it up on the screen so you can get a good screenshot. Hold on, let me take this off the screen. Let me take this comment down. So take a screenshot of that, okay? Call that 800 number. I need to change this flyer because it still says Haiti, but we're not going to Haiti. Call that 800 number, choose option number 5. And then you see what that group number is, that 9923946 number. Get them that group number. And then from there, they'll do the rest. From there. They'll find out what kind of room you want. They'll tell you the amount. It's the deposit is $200 and the full amount is due by November the 28th. So I hope to see you. I hope to see you by the end of the baby, by the end of the event. About 5 people said they was going on the cruise. I said, y'all better come on and get on this ship with us. Come on and get on this ship with us. The biggest thing, thank you for the gifts, Atalia. Thank you, Boosie. Now I can see the gifts. I couldn't see them before, but I can see them now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, thank you. Oh, look at Atalia. Thank you. Thank you. So, I lost my train of thought. So, the biggest takeaway was reclaiming your time. Reclaiming your time. And she even gave us a worksheet where we could go through an exercise so we can look at what we do in a day and how we can take that time. And we even talked about defining what that me time is, because she said some people feel like me time has to be, have a bubble bath or a spa day. Or she said, no, she said me time could really just be you going outside and standing in the sun for 5 minutes and just letting the sun, just taking it in, or going for a walk, or reading a chapter of a book that you like, just shutting everything down, sitting on the couch, reading a chapter from the book that you're reading right now, right? Self-care is really what makes you happy, that you're not doing for other people. You're not doing it for your husband. You're not doing it for your kids. You're not doing it for your significant other. It is the time that you take for you, unapologetically, with no guilt. Now, again, it could be something as big as a vacation, but it really doesn't have to be that grand. It doesn't have to be expensive. And so that was a big conversation that we were talking about, what that looks like. What does that look like? And a lot of people talked about how hard that was. And somebody there was talking about how when they feel guilty if they feel like they're being selfish. And she was like, you have to redefine that. We had another young lady who was there who said, listen, at my job, we have a cap on how much vacation time we can accrue, and I'm at my cap. And we were like, girl, you better take some time off. You better take a day. If you just take a day every other week, and Paging Dr. Pam talked about how she takes every Friday off. She said it's just automatic. Thank you, Cruiser. There it is right there. Thank you, Cruiser. She takes every Friday off. And she said, the people know. She said, I don't see patients. I don't answer my phone. It is for me. She said, and I don't always have anything planned. No, I don't think she said every Friday. I think she said the first Friday of the month. Anyway, but what she was saying was, she said, I don't even always have something planned. I just know that day is mine. That day is mine. And she was one of the people that said she was going to go on the cruise. And we were like, yes, get on this ship. Like, girl, what are you waiting on? What are you holding that time for? And my mom even told her, my mom was like, listen, you're giving away time. At this point, you're giving away time. Because if you're not accruing any more vacation time, you've capped out. So not only are you not taking the time that you've earned that belongs to you, but now they're not giving you more. You're giving away time. And so it was a good conversation. And I feel like people were in a safe space where they could open up and share and get good feedback. And so it was just a really good conversation for about 2 hours. Like we probably sat there for about 2 hours. And Dee Dee, like I said, she had she had like an activity for us to kind of look at that time where, she was like, and she said, fill this out to show yourself where you can take time in your day for yourself. She said, and then put it somewhere. She said, don't just throw this piece of paper, put it somewhere where you can see it. So you're reminded, oh, wait a minute, 11 o'clock, that's my 20 minutes for me. And, she was like, I get it. People have kids, people have work, we do have obligations, but you can find 20 minutes. And she said, if you can't find 20 minutes in your day to just do something for yourself, you really do need to reevaluate some things. In a 24-hour day, you can't find 20 minutes to just do something. She said, even if it's a nap, she said, naps are self-care. If you stop and you take a 30-minute nap, that is self-care. It doesn't have to be you're doing something, It doesn't have to be that deep. It really is just about, this is for just me. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not making dinner. I'm not picking up toys. It's just me. What? Oh, sorry. The tribe definitely has me using my PTO because I'm not giving these people all my time and energy. Child, we should listen. I'm using mine too, honey. Thank you, KG. She said the first Friday of every month, right? Because I didn't think it was every Friday. I had to catch myself. The first Friday of every month. Now she has her own practice, and she can, she's a licensed therapist, so she can kind of move her calendar the way it needs to look. And I know all of us don't have that luxury, but if you do, why not? If you do have that kind of luxury, why not? Why not move the chess pieces the way you need them to look? Why not? So it was a really good day for me, you guys. I'm not sure if I would use that venue again. And I kind of like the venue, but I'm not sure if I would use that venue again. Number one, I feel like I could find something cheaper. And it was a few little things. I don't really want to get into that, but I would probably use a different venue. But Didi definitely wants to do something else. She was like, I would come back and I would meet with your people again. She said that was she really enjoyed herself. She said it doesn't even have to be for me. Like, it doesn't have to be for my book. It could just be, us talking and just having more time to just kind of talk and spend time. She was like, she really, 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 really enjoyed herself. She really did. The venue was tight with seating. And the see, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The venue was tight with seating because I gave her a head count. However, when I first went in and looked at the space, that whole area could have been used, right? And she said she had tables that could take up that whole space, right? She could have added, and she even showed me pictures where somebody had that whole space and it was just like five or six tables, right? So yes, I gave her a head count. I told her 15. I gave her a count of 15. But when we kind of needed, I was like, oh, do you have another chair? And she was like, oh, I don't have any more chairs. What you mean you don't have no more chairs? So that's when I got like those little clear chairs. She's like, well, I have 3 of those, but other than that, I don't have any more chairs. So I was like, well, shit, because a few people didn't show up. So I was like, well, if somebody shows up late, like, what am I supposed to do? And then I was like, why you didn't put another table out? Like the table where the food was, she had that, but like we decided that's where we were going to put the food. So I was like, you said you had like 5 or 6 tables, and we had plenty of tablecloths. We have plenty of the tablecloths. Well, they weren't technically cloth, but we had plenty of those. So I was just like, I'm confused right now about why we don't have more space. But anyway, but again, there was so much positive. I'm not going to dwell in. I just know, again, I'm not taking it as a negative. I'm taking it as the lesson. What do I do moving forward? Like, what is the lesson and what do I take next? And so the lesson that I take next, the lesson I'll take next is, like I said, I mean, I would definitely do another event, but I do feel like I could probably find a cheaper venue. I like the idea of the selfie stations and stuff like that. Like, I really did like that. So that's kind of, what sold me on that space. Cause yeah. 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 Child, it was a great event, but that owner, you still got to tell me what happened, Cheryl. And I haven't talked to my sister either. Between Cheryl and my sister, something happened when I went outside to move my car. Something happened. I came back in and I could tell by the look on my sister's face and the look on Cheryl's face that something had happened. And I said I would find out later, but I haven't talked to Cheryl or my sister to find out what happened. But I feel like that lady said something sideways to y'all. I feel like that lady said something sideways to y'all. So I'll find out what she said, child. She wouldn't let you in until 2:30 and made sure the door was locked. So she told me, she was like, okay, so I got there. My sister was there before me. My sister was there like 1:30, but I knew I didn't have the space until 2:00. And let me just say this. The owner was aggressive. I'm just gonna say that, y'all. And I'm not, but the owner was very aggressive about things. And so I didn't want to make a big deal about my sister being there too early. So technically, if she had let my sister in at 1:30, everything would have been set up by 2:30. But I didn't want to make a big deal about getting in there before 2:00. So I got there around 1:45, because when my sister said she was there, I was literally on my way. I had stopped to get the ice, and I was literally like down the street getting the ice. And so when I got there, so let me just give y'all an example of what I mean when I was like, the owner was real. So she had already told me that I'm gonna have to go around back to unload the stuff. Okay, cool. So when I got there, my sister was parked in the front, and I found a parking space in the front, but I had to go to the bathroom. Like, I had to go to the bathroom. So I knocked on the door. You know, when I got there, the owner was sitting there at the desk, and she opened up the door and she was like, "Remember I told you have to go around back?" I was like, "I got that." I said, "But we're here before 2:00. I want to make sure it's okay for us to get in there now." She was like, "Yeah, but you have to go around back." I was like, I understand I have to go around back. I said, "Can I go to the bathroom?" She was like, "Yeah, but you got to go around back." Now, in my mind, I was like, "Girl, I got to go to the bathroom like now." Like, so now I got to get back in my car and drive around back to go to the bathroom. You can't just let me in and go to the damn bathroom, and I'm going to move my car. Like, I didn't know why she was so fixated on that go around back. Like, man, and maybe because like she has strict, because the space is like at a mall, like an outdoor mall. So maybe she has strict rules that she can't carry stuff through the front door, and I'm fine with that. I didn't even have nothing in my hand. I literally did not have anything in my hand but my keys. I was like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" "You got to go around back." No problem. So I got in the car and I ran around back. And then I go in and she wants to talk to me. And I was like, "I got to go to the bathroom." Because I told you I had to go to the bathroom when we was in the front of the damn store. And I can't say nothing to you yet because I got to go to the bathroom. Let me go to the bathroom. And when I come out the bathroom, I talk to about whatever you want to talk about. So maybe she didn't understand when I said I had to go to the bathroom. I really had to go to the bathroom. I don't know. But ma'am, I can't talk to you right now. I got to go to the bathroom. So then she was like, "Well, you have people that are already here." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's 2:00 now." I was like, "Who's already here? Like, who will be here at 2:00? I knew Cheryl was coming because Cheryl had, like I said, she had called and offered help. And I was like, "Thank you. Yes." And I was thinking maybe Cajun. I really was thinking maybe Cajun was there early. So I was like, "Well, you can let them in." Like, because at that point, I knew we were running late. It's hot outside. Ain't no need making people wait outside when they can come in and chill. It was what it was. So I was like, "Well, they can come in." So that's when I saw my mom. And then, like I said, Cheryl and Cajun said, I went. He said, I said, F it and went to Macy's. So she went and let y'all in. Wow. She told me that also. I was like, she knows I'm here. She was like, "Are you a part of the setup?" Child. I do have that info. Thanks. I'm also interested in an October event. Yeah. And again, it's a beautiful space. So I don't want to deter, and it's Black owned. Y'all know I try to be very intentional about that. That's the other thing too, Cheryl, that I kind of had an issue with that, and I'm gonna say something about that. So she has two different spaces. she has the space that we were in, and then on the other side, there's a ballroom, and it's a beautiful space. I said, shoot, this would be a space. I said, when I hit my 100,000 subscribers, I might rent this space out and have me a big old party. It's a beautiful space. It's got like a area for VIP. It's got a stage. It has a bar. The floor is like, it's not, I'm sure it's not real marble, but it looks like marble and it's shiny. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful space. Well, they were having a birthday party next door. And I guess the DJ was setting up. And for probably about 20 minutes, all we could hear was thump, 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 thump. We were like, and it was very distracting to what we had going on. Now, it stopped at a certain point, but I was like, when is the party starting? And why is the DJ, because they were still setting up. So I was like, why is the DJ playing the music that loud when the party ain't even started yet? Like when we left, the party hadn't started yet. So she needs to be more intentional about how she's scheduling things and what parameters she put on people. I mean, she should have told the DJ, you can't set up yet because I have an event on the other side. Because when they whatever that music was he was playing, when they turned that off, there was still music playing over there, but we couldn't hear it anymore because they had turned it down. So I didn't even I feel like she should have said something like from the beginning. So yeah, then she starts fixing up. Baby, the scavenging. But for the fact that I didn't want to take all that food home, I did not care. But I felt like that was a little unprofessional. When she asked for a plate in the beginning, I was like, sure, no problem. Go ahead, get you a plate. But she kept coming back. And I didn't understand why she kept walking through there. Like, I rented that space. I felt like I shouldn't have seen her until the end. Like, I didn't owe you no money. Like, why do you keep coming in here? And like, she would just walk through. Like, why are you walking through here? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I would pick that venue again, but I would definitely do another event. But the event was great, you guys. I cannot thank y'all enough for the people who supported, the people who came, especially the people who traveled. Cajun, you traveled the furthest. Jeanette traveled from Philadelphia. I appreciate everybody who came. I appreciate my bush watchers who don't normally drop down in the chat, but were there. I appreciate that. I appreciate people who bought tickets, and some people bought tickets and weren't able to make it. French Kiss and TR Me, they were the first two to buy a ticket. It's actually the first three people that bought tickets didn't even come. Tracy, French Kiss, and TR Me. They were the first three people to buy tickets. I know why Tracy wasn't there. But I'm gonna check on TR Me and French Kiss. I think I remember TR Me saying something in the chat asking if anybody wanted her tickets because they weren't going to be able to make it. I think I do remember something like that. But I definitely want to check and find out why they weren't able to make it, because I was looking, they were the first three to buy tickets. So, but yeah. Her walking through was weird. It was like she was monitoring us. Then she was trying to force me to take pictures with the backdrops. I told her no. Yeah. In the members only, I'll give y'all more detail in members only. I don't want to say too much. But in members only, I'll give y'all more because it was more to the story. It was more. Okay. But Didi definitely said she would come back and do another event. She really enjoyed it. She enjoyed you guys. And again, I feel like everybody walked away with something. And I don't mean physically walked away with something. I mean, I feel like everybody walked away with something from it. And like I said, we had 5 people say they was getting on this cruise. I mean, we picked up five cruisers, I think. I hope. I hope we picked up some new people that's going to get on this cruise with us. Dee Dee even said something about doing something like that on a cruise. If you get enough people, you can get like a meeting room or something like that. And she was even saying maybe we could do like do something like that, and if people want to do like a session while we're on the cruise. And I was like, okay, I could see something like that maybe on one of the bigger, like longer cruises. When you have a little bit more, time or whatever. But the cruise we're going on, we got 2 days at sea. So, but y'all get on this cruise and grab a drink with us. Okay, get on this ship. Yes, it was a beautiful event and experience. And I'm gonna give you guys an update. I'm gonna call Royal Caribbean at the end of the week and get an update on our rooms. Because the last time I got an update, I think we were at 32. I think that's what I told y'all. Did I tell y'all 32 or 33? I think I either told y'all 32 or 33. The other thing I was thinking about, I told you guys I was thinking about doing a cabin trip. I want to do a cabin trip to Gatlinburg. I want to go to Gatlinburg and rent one of those cabins. And Dee Dee said she would come and do something like that with, do a session with us there. She lives in Louisville. So she said she would come for that. And Dee Dee's a good time when she has her professional, Dee Dee Cummings, but she's got her, when she takes that off and she hanging, Dee Dee's got her chill side too. So she's a good time. She's a good time. I need the info for Ebby's event. Okay, I can't wait to hang with Cheryl on the boat so she can give more stories. Baby Cheryl is a hoot and holler. Okay, what information do you need for Ebby's event? Hold on, I can give you the link. Did you fill out this link? Hold on, let me give you the link. But let me give you the dates and stuff like that. Hold on. What time do we need to arrive in Louisville? So you need to get there before 4. Because the first night we're going to do the Louisville Slugger. And matter of fact, I need to probably reserve those. So I can't reserve the tickets until I know who all is coming. Right now, I have 12 people who have said they're coming. So I probably need to go ahead and look at those tickets. Right now, I only have 3 people that have sent me their money for the VIP. I need the money by the end of August. If you want to send it earlier, great. Because like I said, I probably need to buy the tickets because I don't want them to sell out. But right now we got 12 people. So the Louisville Slugger tour is the latest one, I think, is at 5:30, but it's not that far from the hotel. So if you're at the hotel and checked in, I would say no later than 3:30. You should be good. 4 at the latest. 4 at the latest. I think Shade in the City. Yeah, they are. Both of them reached out to me for the cruise information. I don't know if they booked yet, but both of them Sunday asked me for the information. So yeah, I need to change that flyer though, because Dee Dee asked me for it too. And she was like, "Y'all going to Haiti?" I was like, "No, I need to change the flyer," but because I wanted to just get her the information because y'all know I'll forget, so I wanted to get her the information. Thank you so much, Jay Stokes, for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so as of right now, I'm going to put the Books and Bourbon link in as well. Again, we're going to Louisville, Kentucky, the weekend of October the 24th. Friday night, we're going to the Louisville Slugger Museum if you get the VIP package. And let's be clear, you don't have to get the VIP package to come to Books and Bourbon. You'll just do the books part of it. You may not want to do the bourbon part, but here's the schedule. Friday night, we're going to go to the Louisville Slugger Museum. After the tour of the museum, we're going next door for the bourbon tasting, and it's like a restaurant there as well. So that's probably where we're going to eat dinner Friday night. Saturday, we're going to go over to the Louisville Book Festival. It starts at I think 8 or 9 in the morning. It starts at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and it goes until like 5 in the evening. Last year when we went, I think we decided to leave at like 10 or 11. We got up, we had breakfast. The hotel where we're staying, they have a breakfast place inside of the restaurant. I mean, inside of the hotel, but there's also like a diner across, like literally across the street, that has breakfast, like it's a breakfast diner. The food is good there. I've eaten at both places. I've eaten at the place inside of the hotel, and I've eaten at the one across the street. I prefer the one across the street, if I'm being honest, but depending on time and what the waiting, the wait list is at the one across the street, either one is fine. We went to the book fair last year, and Dee Dee actually donated books to us, and so some people actually were able to meet the author. The book that they got, they were able to meet the author and get their book signed. I think all of us spent too much money on books. I know I did. I know Cajun spent more than what he planned to spend. Like all of us, we got some really nice stuff, because they have books for everybody. They have everything from sci-fi to historical to autobiographical. They have graphic novels. They have children's books. They have everything. They have everything. So if you even if you're a moderate reader, like you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I read everything. Even if you have a certain type of book you like, there's probably somebody there that represents that you can find. Cajun got all his books signed, because the authors are there and they'll talk to you guys. I know I got information on STEM for my nephew. It was a Black woman there, PhD engineer. She was able to give me some resources in DC, and she writes children's books for STEM kids who want to do STEM or are interested in STEM. So I bought my nephew a couple of her books, and she gave me some information to try to find some programs for him, because he goes to a STEM school and he loves math and science. There was the one author we were waiting for that never came back. He wrote a book about dealing with LGBTQ history, and I know I wanted to meet him, and a few other people wanted to meet him, but I think that might have been the only author that we wait. He was there, but I don't know, because the other thing is she has panels going on. So some of the authors are actually on the panels. So she's going to have literary agents there this year. So if you've written a book and you don't know what to do with it next, or you're scared with I'm in the scared category. My book is almost done and I'm scared for the next step. I'm being honest. There'll be literary agents there for you to talk to. And then she has sessions. Carlotta Berry, thank you. And then she has then she has sessions, like she has different sessions on Black authors, children's authors. Like she has all of that stuff. Thanks, Cajun. There's her Instagram, you guys. That's the Instagram you can get. So again, you don't have to get the VIP package to enjoy the trip. You don't. It may not be your thing. You may be like, I'm good. I just want to go to the book fair and hang out. We hung out we went to after we left the book fair, we went to Bro Brothers, which is the Black-owned distillery. We had a good time there. Bought a lot of liquor. We bought a lot of liquor. And then we went back to the hotel and we literally hung out in the lobby. We played some games. One of my subscribers, Lexi, she bought gifts. So we played some games and everybody walked away with a gift. And there were some nice gifts. We had some really nice gifts and everybody who played got something. Some people went up to their room and relaxed. Other people played. We hung out in the lobby. And then after that, we chilled for a little while and then we went to dinner. And most people the next morning, most of us kind of all had flights. We kind of coordinated ourselves and we took our Ubers to the airport. So we would all be there around the same time. We played gifts before I don't know about that, before the book festival. And so we had a good time. We really had a good time, you guys. So we had about 13 people last year, and it looks like right now we have 12 people. So we have about the same group of people. And your VIP package also includes a t-shirt. The t-shirts were a big hit last year. People really loved our shirts. So we're excited. We are excited. So the money for the VIP package is due by the end of August, so I can get the tickets and order the t-shirts and all that good stuff. I need a final count so I know what I'm doing. Ebby's birthday is, hold on. Is this Ebby's birthday right here? Nope, that's Books and Bourbon. I don't have a flyer for Ebby's birthday. Oh, shoot. All right, I need to make a flyer for Ebby's birthday, but it is the weekend of, hold on, let me look at my calendar. I'm going to have to make a flyer. All right, I'm going to have to make a flyer for Ebby's birthday because I thought I made one. Hold on. I feel like I do have a flyer. I must have just not uploaded it into StreamYard. So Ebby's birthday is going to be the weekend of November the 6th through the 8th. Excuse me, November the 6th through the 8th. It is Ebby's 50th birthday. And so for those who don't know, we're going to be celebrating. Anybody who wants to come can come. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to have an Airbnb. We're going to have some people come through. We got some surprises planned and some things like that. If you live in the Charlotte area and you don't want to stay at the Airbnb, you can come. We're going to have her dinner is going to be catered. It's going to be a chef that's going to be doing the her birthday dinner. We're going to have drinks and other things there. So if you're just coming through, like for the day of, like for Saturday, and you know, like if you're just coming to hang out, but you're not staying at the house, that's $75 per person. And I need the money by the end of July. If you are staying at the house, it's $400, but that includes your room and board, that includes your food, that includes your liquor. Okay, it's for the weekend. That's $400. We have limited space. Well, right now we don't have limited. I mean, we got unlimited space right now, but we have limited space. And I was asking for $100 deposit by the end of June. Seeing as though I only got one person that paid me a deposit, I'm going to extend that to the end of July. Depending on how many people give me their deposit by the end of July, that'll determine the size of the house that I get. Because if I end up getting a smaller house, then I will adjust that $400 based on the new price. But right now, the house that we want to get, that's what that $400 is based on. And I haven't put the deposit on the house yet because, again, I didn't know who was coming. Obviously, I know Ebby's coming. I'm going to be there. El Teddy is going to be there. Tracy's going to be there. And then Tawanda is going to be there. So as of right now, I have 5 people that I know are coming. I have 5 more spaces for people to sleep. So I got 5 people that I know are coming. And then I have 5 more spaces. So when those 5 spaces are filled, that's all I have for the house. Because the house that I'm looking at can sleep up to, I think it can sleep up to 11. But y'all know how Airbnbs are. One of them rooms is like, you know, it's like, I think it's a bunk bed or something like that. Y'all know how Airbnbs are. So I think it can sleep up to 12, but it's like bunk beds. So I mean, that'll be like an overflow room if people really want to come and they okay with a bunk bed. But I try not to do the housewives thing on y'all. But so I budgeted for 10 people. And so, like I said, I know Tracy, El Teddy, myself, and Ebby, and then Tawanda, who paid her deposit. That I got. So, end of the month, I need your money. I need your money for the Airbnb by the end of the month. Because at this point, it's more than a deposit. Like, I need to know who's coming so I can book the house. And then VIP for Books and Bourbon by the end of August. So I know y'all like, damn, really be you asking for a lot of money. Well, it's 2 different events. And, you know, like people like Cajun, like, well, Cajun's not going to Books and Bourbon. So, you know. All right. Now, if you want to go and, you know, you need me to work with your pay schedule or whatever, I mean, call me. Let's talk. You know what I mean? If you want to go and you like, well, really be, can I give you 200 on this day and 200 on that day? Yes, you can. Let's talk about it. I just don't want to pay for a house and get stuck. And we didn't need that much house. We're still going to have the event. We're still going to rent a house. We're still going to have Ebby's birthday party. But I don't want to get stuck with a house sleeping 10 and it's only 4 of us. You see what I'm saying? And that's money I didn't have to spend, because if I don't fill the house, who gets stuck with paying the rest of the house is me. Okay? So that's the only thing. Okay. We're gonna definitely play some games. Oh, I already got some stuff planned for us. Yeah. All right. With that being said, I'm about to get out of here, y'all. El Teddy is gonna be live at 5. And then at 6:30, we'll be doing Chasing LA. And then at 8:30, we will be doing the Whether You Like It or Not channel. I mean, Lord, the Whether You Like It or Not panel. And as far as I know, Busy Blue is hosting. Let me look. Let me make sure. Oh, thank you, Cajun. Cajun said, you better put me down. Cajun just sent me his deposit. So now we down to 4. We got 4 rooms. We got 4 beds, I should say. We got 4 beds. Okay. All right. Let me make sure that. Okay, I don't see nothing in the group chat. So far as I know, Busy is still hosting. We were talking in a group chat earlier today. So let me look on. Child, we got 2 different group chats. Let me look online, child. Hold on. Oh, no, Busy got it straight. Busy, it's gonna be on Busy's channel. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.